Yeah, so let me go ahead and join in this conversation in this way. So first of all, I want to answer a couple of things. One, no one considered the child. It could have been a possibility where that child felt like he was left out because his last name was something different, and because his father, by all accords, by all of his baby mamas, were deadbeat. And while we're saying she laid with Future, at one point, I believe they were even engaged. So she was in a committed relationship with Future when she laid with him. Y'all acting like she was just a scallywag on the streets. She was with him in a committed relationship. And y'all keep talking about her past, but that's bullshit. Everybody got a past. And y'all don't even got a whole litany of people who she don't have sex with. Y'all have like 4 or 5 people, and next you know, well, you gotta multiply that by 3. But it don't matter because first of all, y'all ain't fucking her. So for y'all to be so upset about who she doing and what she doing, and she 10 years deep with Russell. 10 years. What about his other 6 other baby mamas? I don't hear none of these dusty ass effers. I was going to say something else, but then I had to realize that I can't be like that on this fine channel. But anyways,
Man, talk to him.
none of them, none of them
You gonna let him talk to
is
you
got
like that?
any,
You gonna let
got
him
any
talk to you like that?
shade.
Get out of the comment section. But go ahead.
Don't even got shade for the rest of the baby mamas, you know what I'm saying? Or for Future himself. And I think it's because they look at him and say, oh, wait, that could be me. Matter of fact, that is me. Matter of fact, maybe they mad their stepdaddy or their mama didn't have a daddy in their life. And that's why they projecting on her because she did get somebody who's willing to play stepdaddy. But that's besides the point. Let me talk from personal experience. So my personal experience as a child who had a different last name from the rest of the family, yeah, it did make a difference. Because every time I look up, it's like, oh, she's not an XYZ. Like, oh, she must have had a different father. Oh, she's not XYZ. Even though I had the same father, I just had a different last name. I know you're probably wondering how did that work, but it was a whole bunch of BS within that because I was the only girl, some other stuff. But anyways, with that being said, so it does make a difference. So I grew up and my brother grew up with different last names. And even at family reunions, it's still like, oh, that's his daughter. Oh, I didn't know he had a daughter because my last name is different. So I personally think that this is kudos to her because no one's taking consideration what that child may have felt like growing in a house full of Wilsons and he's the only one who don't got Wilson attached to his name, especially considering that his father don't show up for him by all of course. Now, if his father was showing up for him, kudos to him, but that's not the case. And for those men in the larger scheme, the broader scheme of things who say, oh, she's trying to erase his legacy. What legacy? He, like y'all point out, he already got the DNA. So the DNA is going to be passed. And if he don't want to be replaced, then don't be irreplaceable or try to be irreplaceable. Either way it go, be present in that child's life and you wouldn't have this issue in the first place.
Okay, so I'm going to call Cap real quick on a couple of quick things before we move on because that's not your father, though. Like, are we trying to just change reality and the factual nature of things? Okay, you're not a Wilson. It just your mom met him afterwards. That happens all the time. We have families that are a mixed case. We try to tell the truth. So I get it that in your case, you did have the same father. So I can see why you felt some type of way. It's like, wait a minute, I am part of the brew. But in this particular case, that's not the case. He can, and that's okay. Like we can still love you, and your father came from somewhere else. I guess for me, it's not necessary to take this step because there are plenty of people who don't take this step and still have a loving mixed family. So what are we talking about?
He's a father. He's a father because he's put in the time, right? A father is you. If I go to a sperm bank and make a deposit, does that mean every deposit I made needs to bear my last name? Of course not. Why? Because I'm not raising the child, right? If I write a song, that's great, but you know whose name is on the album? The producer, right?
Everybody's
and the person
on
who
the album,
it.
bro.
Man,
everybody gets credit. You don't have to replace anybody necessarily.
But nobody gets the money like the producer. Anyway, okay, it's a bad analogy. But my point here is, for instance, in my own personal story, okay, I've spent the last 4 years, okay, raising a little girl who calls me dad, and she is not related to me at all. She is my oldest stepdaughter's daughter. But I have raised her from junk. So I'm her dad. She has seen her father. I don't know what she called that dude. She might call him dad too.
You changed her last name? You changed her last name? You changed her last name?
No, I'm not going to change her last name.
Okay, then what are we talking about?
But I could, and I would be well within my rights because she's a product of what I did. She's my product.
Well within your rights, Jay, but why aren't you then?
I mean, I'm not petty.
Okay, come on. Whatever it is, come on, man. What are we talking about with these little heartstrings that trying to pull?
I'm saying the man deserves he deserves his laurels.
You wouldn't do it.
I don't need him. But if Russ
exactly,
but he deserves it. You know what I'm saying? He deserves it.
Okay, so all right, so yeah, so that piece of paper just changed. Oh, all those diapers I changed, being a daddy for real. This just changes everything because you changed his last fucking name. The only point that I'm making is it's not necessary. And to me, if it's not necessary, it sort of falls into the category of you might be doing too much. And with her track record, it falls more towards the latter. It's not a hard sell.